Once crossing the age of 45, financial conversations shift from career growth toward long-term security. For most, this means relying on traditional pillars of retirement, like fixed deposits, various mutual funds, and the national pension scheme. But paper-based retirement funds are vulnerable to a hidden mathematical flaw. While the numbers on your statement grow linearly, the silent effects of inflation and taxation are constantly eroding your actual purchasing power. This chart shows standard linear growth over a typical 15-year retirement planning window. It looks stable, but it mistakenly assumes that 1,000 rupees today will buy the exact same amount of goods and services in 2040. If we overlay the rising cost of living, we see this steep exponential curve. When your returns fail to stay above this line, you're experiencing a negative real return, meaning your savings are technically growing, but your standard of living is actually shrinking. While equities fluctuate with market cycles and gold carries its own storage complexities, raw land in a growth corridor offers a different hedge. It is a finite resource that captures the economic value of everything built around it. Securing a retirement depends on moving a portion of your wealth away from volatile paper markets and into physical assets that are inherently resistant to the devaluation of currency. To understand why this works, we have to look at the financial life cycle of a built apartment compared to a vacant residential plot. A physical structure begins to depreciate the moment it's completed. To keep an apartment's value from stagnating, you must spend your retirement savings on recurring maintenance, everything from plumbing and electrical work to architectural repairs. But raw land is a zero depreciation asset. It simply doesn't age or require upkeep to retain its utility. Because holding costs, like property taxes, are significantly lower for vacant plots, it acts as a low-drain storage of value for your later years. This stability is driven by the economic principle of finite supply. You can always build more apartments, but you cannot manufacture more land. This scarcity creates a natural floor for the property's baseline value. This makes land a buy-and-forget asset. It increases in value without demanding the constant reinvestment of capital that built real estate requires. We can see this in practice in emerging regions like Motinagar and Ghaziabad, located on the outskirts of the National Capital Region. These areas are currently undergoing an infrastructure multiplier effect. This happens when the government invests in transit, effectively transferring public economic value into the surrounding private land. The primary catalyst here is the Delhi-Meerut Regional Ragal Transit System, featuring the high-speed Namo Bharat trains. Large-scale stations like Sarai Kale Khan are more than just transit points. They are economic anchors that make these once remote residential plots accessible to the capital's job market. At the same time, the expansion of the expressway network adds a second layer of connectivity, increasing the potential utility of the land for both residential and commercial use. When high-profile infrastructure projects like these are inaugurated, the real estate market begins to price in the future convenience of the area, driving up land values long before the final buildings are even constructed. Over a 10 to 15-year holding period, a residential plot in a growth corridor absorbs this external economic energy, creating a retirement corpus that is tied to real-world utility rather than speculation. Traditional pensions often come with strict withdrawal penalties and multi-year lock-in periods. A residential plot offers a level of liquidity that paper funds struggle to match. If you need a lump sum for a major life event, such as a medical emergency, you can sell a well-located plot in a developing township relatively quickly to unlock your capital. But the land also gives you options. You can build a retirement home designed specifically for senior living, or construct a multi-story unit to provide a steady monthly income through rent. This versatility provides a financial safety net that can adapt to your needs as they change throughout your retirement. By securing a plot at today's prices, you are essentially locking in your future cost of living. You are ensuring that you have a place to live or an asset to sell in 2035, regardless of how much housing prices rise in the interim. It also simplifies estate planning. Leaving a physical asset to the next generation provides them with a versatile resource they can build on, rather than just a cash inheritance that continues to face the same inflationary pressures. To protect this investment, it is critical to verify the legal standing of any plot. Only look for land that is approved by local development authorities, such as the GDA, and ensure it is registered under RERA to avoid future disputes. When researched carefully and held for the long term, A residential plot becomes a self-appreciating pillar of a retirement strategy, one built on tangible infrastructure and the permanent scarcity of land.